You're going to meet Dr. John Mendelsohn, his team, and then we're going to share those two women you don't see. They've had some really unique things done in the past few weeks. We've been following 3 young women. They want to go home for the holidays feeling good. We're going to show them to you just ahead. Welcome back, everybody, and look good, feel better today. For the past about 6 weeks or so, we've had the privilege of working with this team from the Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center. So nice to have you here today for a story that we refer to as all I want for Christmas is a brand new face. Kindly, we say that kindly. We asked if it was possible to improve your skin and your facial appearance with no cutting at any age, and whether or not it would make a difference perhaps for some of these women in the future. 3 women with very busy lives all let us follow their progress. We're going to share their final results one at a time throughout this hour. But here's some of what our youngest patient, Lauren, told us was on her holiday wish list.
I noticed I'm pretty dark under my eyes here, and I'm a little more concave where I'd like it to be more filled. So right there, and then maybe some Botox. I'm noticing some of these lines right here in the forehead. I just noticed, the crow's feet, the wrinkles. So I'm hoping to kind of get that a hold on it while I'm young. So maybe, when I age, it won't be as bad.
So joining us now, this team, and we're going to get a close-up of Lauren in just a moment here with Dr. John Mendelsohn, Hope Mers, Karen Whitney, all the team that worked. And we know that you guys have kind of had to individually. This is Lauren Stocker, by the way. She's from Mason. And are you comfortable saying just how young you really are?
Yeah, I'm 26 years old.
Okay, so you had a little splaining to do because we looked at her and didn't think she needed anything.
Well, I'm not sure anybody needs anything, but as you heard, she wanted to brighten her lower eyelid area, and we had the challenge of working with non-surgical modalities, Botox and filler, and these ladies did a wonderful job with her.
Okay, so I know you were both working. We have a little bit of video. So Karen, let's start with you. I know you kind of did a couple different things.
Well, with Lauren, she had some expression lines on her upper face, so we softened those with Botox. And then her main concern was the under eye area, and that's an excellent application for using injectable fillers.
Okay, and she's pretty young, so people will go, well, how long will that last? Do we know?
The fillers that we use will last between 1 and 2 years, and they're made out of hyaluronic acid, which is compatible with our bodies. We have hyaluronic acid in our bodies, so it's a very safe treatment actually for these patients.
And it dissolves and your body absorbs it and whatnot. Okay.
Yes.
And then Hope, you're part of this team as well.
I am. Yes, I'm a nurse practitioner.
So you're a nurse practitioner, or you're a physician assistant? Okay.
Yes.
This is great. We love to have the balance. We love that you have all kinds of providers. And was Danny your patient, or was Lauren your patient as well?
Danny was one of mine, yes.
So we're going to meet Danny in just a moment. So in the meantime then, we need to share a little bit of, if you saw Julie before, we're going to share a little bit of, or Lauren before, I'm sorry. This is Lauren before when you came in. And you look at that, Lauren, what do you think now?
I noticed in that photo my under eyes are very dark.
That was one of your main complaints?
It was.
All right, so I'm looking at that and I see a beautiful young lady, but I'm, all for if you can improve on nature, have at it. So we want to see now, I'm going to step out of the way. We want you to look right in that camera. Ooh, okay, so look up just a little bit. There's a little bit of light and you can see. So I'm going to have one of you just get in and using her face, tell me what you actually did or tell me where you did it so we can see the difference.
Yeah, so we work as a team at Advanced Cosmetic in our Studio A, and with Lauren the approach was to access her skin in her mid-cheek, which is a safe area to inject with a needle, and then we worked under the skin to place some filler up into this tear trough area.
Okay, so that was was that your main concern?
It was.
All right, so how are you feeling now?
I feel a lot brighter and refreshed under my eyes. I feel like my cheeks are fuller and I don't have to use as much makeup.
Interesting. So do you get to see family you haven't seen for a while at the holidays?
I do.
What will you be thinking?
I wonder if they'll notice.
Is that a good thing though? Because you don't really want to go home and go, hey.
Right. I like the very natural look. I don't want anything very shocked in your face.
But now that you've been on TV, they're going to be going,
They will. They will.
All right. So we also had a second patient who was just slightly older. We want to hear from Danny Reese, who was, I believe, our 35-year-old patient or so. Let's hear from Danny.
I just want to look how I feel. Like, I feel young, I feel active, like I'm happy with my kids and my family and my lifestyle, but it wears on me. So I'm tired. And so my skin and my my face starts dragging, and because of lack of sleep, I probably don't drink enough water, so I look dehydrated, I have dry skin. So I just want to look fresh like I feel.
All right, and I know, Hope, this was sort of your patient, so we have a little video. What'd you do for her and how'd you help her?
So we focused on Danny's skin quality. So we actually did a procedure called microneedling with PRP, standing for platelet-rich plasma. This treatment uses your own blood product to enhance your collagen and elastin in the skin.
Okay, so you draw the blood, you spin it down, and then what do you pull out of it?
So we concentrate the product in a centrifuge, and it's called platelet rich, so it's all the platelets. And these platelets release growth factors that stimulate collagen.
And how do you get them back into her skin, and where do you put them?
So I inject it. I also microneedle it topically into the skin, but I typically will inject under the eye area, in the folds, and around the jawline to help improve the contour as well.
All right, so Dr. Mendelsohn, I know PRP's been around for a long time. How does it sort of, I don't want to use the word rejuvenate, that's not a fair word, but it helps in recovery, does it not?
Yeah, so we started using it back in 1999 before a lot of the hospitals had their platelet-rich teams. And we used it for a number of years for surgery to really induce the wound healing experience. As Hope mentioned, platelet-derived growth factors or wound healing factors are what's released. Honestly, it was the Kardashians probably about 6 years ago who really brought it back to mainstream again with some of the skin treatments, some of which Hope has just mentioned. But we use it all over the body for a lot of different reasons.
Okay, so we want to make sure we have a before picture of Danny. And then because she wasn't able to be here, we actually have an after. And she was a frowner, so we said frown. So talk me through these pictures.
Right, so what you're seeing with this photo is Danny's frowning and the levens that we call in between her eyes she was upset with. And so this was the result of Botox, not the microneedling. Okay. So she's trying to frown. She's got a little funny face on the right side there. But you can see that those glabella creases or those frown line creases are gone. And
then her skin, Hope, looks?
It looks brighter, it looks more youthful. A little bit of her brown on her forehead from years of sun damage came up, so she was real happy with that.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, throughout the hour, we're going to be sharing these kind of results. It's hard not to see that there are some subtle differences.
And this is only about 4 to 6 weeks or whatever it is, right?
So we're going to, throughout the hour, there's lots of questions that I've had people asking me as I've been teasing this about like how long it lasts and whether it really prevents. So we're going to come back in our next half hour, share some more of the people we saw here, and we'll be right back. And don't forget, we're going to meet another one of our patients with this team. You just saw how good Lauren looks. Meet the rest of the team with a holiday makeover coming right up. And by the way, that's Julie. She's one of the people we're going to be hearing from in just a little while. This half hour, we're going to meet our second young woman going home for the holidays with a brand new look, courtesy of this team at the Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center. John Mendelsohn, you're doing some awesome things. People are pretty excited. Hello to Hope and Karen and Lauren. We'll be back to meet this team and hear more about what they've been doing in just a moment. On now, we're sharing this show with our holiday makeover team, and Dr. John Mendelsohn is here. We're joined by Hope Murs and Karen Whitney. They're all part of a team that has been helping us, if you're just joining us, follow 3 women for the last several weeks to see what makes a difference in your skin. One of those, a woman named Julie, and she's a busy mom who had something called microneedling, radio frequency treatments to look good and feel better. Those were some of what we thought might help her meet her goal. So here's what she had to say.
If I had fuller cheeks or the lines smoother and the wrinkles in my eyes, if that could all go away, that would be awesome. I've had Botox in my forehead, and I have had a little filler in my lines here, but that was a while ago, and it definitely is gone.
All right, so in just a moment, we're going to meet her. We're going to show you some befores and afters, but first, we saw a couple things there. You were doing the microneedling, correct? What is that?
Yes, so we were doing some microneedling with radio frequency treatments on Julie. That is meant to address the skin laxity component, so the little bit of sagging that we start to see around the jawline, those horizontal lines across the neck, it aims to lift and tighten that.
All right, so I know any of those can be, you know, several $100s, and so I just want to know, like, does it stay that way forever or what?
The results?
Yes.
Well, you know, skincare it's a dynamic change as we age. We call it photo aging, but it's really probably a little bit of aging. And so there are things that you may want to do just with products and repeat treatments with dermaplaning or microneedling. There are a lot of things that we want to continue to treat the skin with.
Okay, so we need to show you your before pictures, and then while we're in this before picture, we're going to let her turn around and we can actually see how she looks now. So go ahead and stand up for me. There she is. I have to say, you still look remarkably beautiful, even in that picture. But we're going to have you turn around, and right ahead of you is this thing called camera 2, if you look straight that way. And we want to see a little bit about the changes. Oh, okay, I think I lied. We're going to go to that camera. There we go. All right, so this is what you look like after. I have to get your reaction. So what's gone? What do you like? What looks different?
I think a more youthful look and natural.
So what did you notice? Like when you look in the mirror, you know, we always see the subtleties in ourselves.
Right. I feel like it's a little more tight in my jawline and under my eyes.
Well, I think you look beautiful before. You look beautiful now.
More beautiful, we say. But we also use some fillers, so I think it's important to
So
point
where'd
that
you
out.
put them? Tell me where you put them. Okay.
So on Julie, we were starting to notice a little bit of volume loss in the temporal depression and in the cheekbone. So what we did was place a bit of those hyaluronic acid gels that we used on Lauren's under eye into these areas, and it really contoured her cheekbone for a natural lifted look. A lot of patients are worried about getting that cheeky appearance with fillers, but that is not the case when you have an expert injector to place them where we need them.
Okay, so I know all of you have done some amazing work. When I looked at the treatments, Botox and started at 200, some of them go to 1,200. So we're going to revisit with you coming up next, because the one question I kept getting asked is, when you start these early, does it help me later, or do we know yet? So think about that. That's my tease coming up next. All right, coming up. And speaking of time we have left, we have to visit one more time with our holiday makeover team. You guys have been awesome. I know you're feeling good about the new look, are you not?
Yes.
All right, so Dr. Mendelsohn, 20s, 30s, 40s, we went through this whole kind of decade. We'll be sharing more in the next week. The question that everybody asks me is, if you do what these young women have done, what happens in the future? Does it help?
Right, so we call it beauty through the decades, and really what's happening is we've got a 20, a 30, and a 40-something-year-old who are undergoing various non-surgical skin treatments. We include Botox and fillers as part of that. For Lauren, for example, so if she starts to have a frown line or a forehead crease and we treat her early enough, it's going to be preventative. So she won't end up with an etched-in or a memory line. I was just speaking with Karen a few minutes ago, and Karen has been treated over the years, and her line's gone now.
Karen has no line, so that might be true, but I don't know how soon you
But
started.
that is true. Literally 20 years ago, my daughters would say, "Mom, what are you mad about?" And I would say, well, I'm not mad. And they were concerned because I was frowning and looking upset. So there are no memory lines there. So Botox absolutely has been preventative in that regard.
That's because you work in a stress-free environment.
Yeah.
Stress-free environment.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate you being here. We'll be back same time next week. Hope you'll be too. Until then, everybody stay well and stay